What is going on, YouTube? My name is Angie, and this is Angie's a la carte, where I do true crime, cooking, graveyard tours, reaction videos with my son Connor, and anything else that suits my fancy at the moment. While it's okay to express your opinions in the comment section below, please be kind to others for having their opinions as well. If I see any hate comments, they will be deleted. This video also has a disclaimer, as we will be talking about child murder, child abduction, and the Ku Klux Klan. If any of these topics are not something you're interested in hearing about, please click out of this video and wait for the next one to drop. That being said, I hope you will subscribe and hit that notification bell so you will be notified when I upload new content for you. While you're doing all of that, go ahead and hit that like button. Show some love. It helps get the video out there. Truly, truly appreciate it, guys. Today, we will be discussing Wayne Williams, as well as the Atlanta child murders. Have you heard about Wayne? Have you heard about the Atlanta child murders? I grew up about 80 miles south of Atlanta. So while I was born in 1979, and this happened between 1979 and 1981, I did not see the actual or remember seeing the actual news footage of everything, but I definitely heard about it growing up. You know, I can remember my grandparents talking about it, my parents, you know, it was definitely a topic of discussion for years. So now I'm going to share the story with you, and you can form your own opinion as I have mine. Keep in mind, this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only, and it's just strictly my opinion. Please do your own research and form yours. So, between 1979 and 1981, children in the Atlanta area were coming up missing and found murdered. There were about 29 children and young adults. And people, families, the whole entire community was like, what is going on? What is happening to our children? Keeping in mind that all of these children and young adults are African American. Okay. So let's talk about Wayne Williams for a minute. Wayne Williams was born May 27, 1958 in Atlanta, Georgia. He was the son of Homer and Faye Williams, who were both teachers. Wayne had an interest in radio and journalism. He would frequent local radio stations and befriended many of the personalities there. He had aspirations to be a pop music producer and manager. So, while the children are coming up missing, they had started out being found in remote wooded areas, but then it changed and they were surfacing in the rivers. So what the police decided to do was set up little blocks. I'm not going to call them roadblocks, but they would park at the 14 bridges that crossed over the Chattahoochee River in and around Atlanta. So on May 22nd, 1981, on the James Jackson Parkway Bridge, between 2 and 3 a.m., the police were set up, and they heard what was described as a big, loud splash. The next car to come across the bridge was that of Wayne Williams. So they stopped him and said, you know, what are you doing, Wayne? Where are you going? And he said that he had an interview the next day with a singer named Cheryl Jackson, and he was checking out the address to make sure that everything was good. So he gave the police the address and the telephone number that he had been given, and they turned out to be bogus. 2 days later, the body of 27-year-old Nathaniel Cater surfaced in the river. And they kind of thought, okay, this came up to be bogus. We heard the splash. Okay, let's check out Wayne Williams. The medical examiner had said that Cater had died of possible asphyxia. Didn't come out and say strangulation, but so during this time, another body was found. Jimmy Ray Payne. He's also a young adult. Also, now keeping in mind these children are still missing and popping up, along these same time frames. So now we've got 2 young adults. There were eyewitness accounts that he was with these people. And his co-workers had said that he had scratches on his face and arms that would have been consistent with the murder times. Possible struggle? I don't know. So the police bring Wayne Williams in for questioning, and they give him 3 polygraph tests. 3. He failed all 3. But they had nothing to keep him on, and they had to let him go. There were fibers then found on Cater and Payne, consistent with fibers that were at Williams's home, car, and the dog. Now, one of these fibers was from a rare rug that was only manufactured for a short amount of time. It was and this particular rug was in the Williams's home. So, and also keep in mind during this whole process, we're talking 1979, 1981, 82, where DNA testing is not what it is right now. So, but that being said, on June the 3rd and June 4th, for 12 hours, he was interrogated at the FBI headquarters, but was released, but under surveillance. On June 21st, 1981, Williams was arrested for the murders of Cater and Payne. The 2-month trial began June the 6th, 1982, in Fulton County. Of course, they used the fibers, and actually Williams testified in his own defense, but he kind of showed out a little bit, and he said, well, if you want the real Wayne Williams, you've got the real Wayne Williams, So it has been said that a lot of the jurors saw that, and that was it. He was basically saying, I did it, catch me if you can type. That's the way it was coming across. So after 12 hours of deliberating, they find Wayne guilty of the 2 murders of Cater and Payne, the Atlanta child murders. They believe that Wayne was the person responsible for these murders. They had said that they were able to link him, I believe it was to like 19 of these murders, but they could not try him for them. They had no actual, evidence that would be beyond a reasonable doubt that would hold up. So he was never charged in any of those crimes. So, but they did, it was said that, well, 1 murder is a life sentence, so he's where he needs to be. Okay. But we're trying to find out who is actually responsible for killing these babies. Like, you know, and some of the families do not believe that he had anything to do with these murders. Some believe that it was a cover-up and by investigators, and that the Ku Klux Klan was actually responsible for the murders. There's a file called the 8100 file, and in it talks about the Ku Klux Klan. Because they were under surveillance as well, and there was also an informant that was there, and he had audio recordings, wiretaps, that have since been destroyed, talking about one of the murders. But they were so worried that it was going to cause a race riot that it was kind of swept under the rug a little bit. So that's giving doubt to, you know, was Wayne responsible? Because when he was put away, they stopped. However, in 2019, Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms was able to reopen the case. Cases. And with the technology that we have now, all of the evidence has been sent to a crime lab in Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah, where they will be running the fibers. Because before, the fibers were mitochondrial DNA and not nuclear DNA. So basically, you were able to, like the dog, you were able to say, okay, it came from this breed of dog, 1 in 1,000. You could not be excluded. And if you were talking about human hair, or, you know, you could only say 95%. And while that's good, it's not 100%. And so this lab in Utah, it specializes in taking the smallest amounts of DNA as well as degraded DNA and able to make the profiles. So as of October the 20th, 2021, all of this has been sent there for testing, and we are waiting to hear what these results are. So, this being said, there's I don't know. I don't know. You know, you grew up thinking Wayne Williams was responsible for the children as well. Then there's some people that are still saying that they don't think he's responsible for the adults. What do you think? Going down this rabbit hole has really opened my eyes to this case. I can't wait for those results to come out. I can say that. Former FBI profiler John E. Douglas, he wrote a book called Mindhunter. Mindhunter was then turned into a show over on Netflix, and one of the episodes discusses this case, but it's in show form, so it's not like documentary. There are plenty of documentaries out there. The Atlanta child murders, who killed Atlanta's children, I believe that was a Showtime. So there are a lot of different documentaries and a lot of footage out there. One of my suggestions is to go watch 11 Alive. They have a playlist on these murders. 11 Alive is out of Atlanta, Georgia. Wayne will be up for parole, as all of his other parole hearings, you know, he's been denied. will be up for parole again in 2027. So I'm sure we'll know about these DNA tests before then. And I guess we'll just have to see what happens. So there will be a follow-up video to this. So what do you think? There's a lot of just information. I don't know that I could have convicted him had he been charged at that time for the child murders. You know, he did at one point ask for a retrial, habeas corpus in Jackson, Georgia, Butts County. But it was denied. Side note, don't ever speed in Butts County. I got an $800 speeding ticket there. And yeah. So 20 of us went to court to fight it because it was like a speed trap. And little guy comes in and says, you're not getting out of it, talking to all of us, you're not getting out of it. $500 and no points will be taken off your license. So we could either take that or go before the judge where we had to pay $800. $500, $800. And honey, I went up there with pictures and of the speed limit signs and the mile marker signs because I was not speeding past that. Anyway, so if you ever find yourself in Butts County, Georgia, slow your behind down. Take it from me. But guys, that is all that I have right now on Wayne Williams and the Atlanta child murders. There is so much more information that you can find online. I will link everything I can below. I will at least link everything that I watched, read, and researched. Take a look at it. If this case interests you, look at it. Form your own opinion, and then let me know what you think. Were any of you guys in Atlanta at the time of these murders and hearing about Wayne? Let me know. So until next time, guys, please be safe, be kind, and take care of each other. Thank you for watching. Hope you subscribed and hit that like button. Until next time, y'all take it easy.